Warning: the following video contains the discussion of sexual assault, self-harm, and suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, I think enough time has passed to talk about the movie Obsession without being considered spoilers. If you haven't seen it, I suggest that you click off of this video, go watch it, then come back. Because I can wholeheartedly say that this movie could very well be the greatest horror movie of 2026, being just as good, if not better, than Markiplier's Iron Lung. Crazy that Curry Barker, of all people, was the one to create it, which if you haven't watched any of his videos, please do so because he is incredibly funny. His directing combined with that of Indy Navrati's phenomenal acting make this movie incredible. It gave off a very Future Diary vibe to me. But while watching the movie, I began to realize just how fucked up the whole situation is, to the point I took out my phone and made notes to go over this for the script. Real quick, before getting into the video, I want to note that there will be no hate for Michael Johnston, the actor who played as Bear, tolerated. He is simply an actor doing a role. Unless some actual fucked shit comes out about him, there will be no hate for him. Please and thank you. Also, for simplicity's sake, I will be referring to real Nikki as RN and obsessed Nikki as ON. Anyways, the story of Obsession is one that is truly sad, because throughout the whole movie, RN is the victim of a truly horrible predator who never takes accountability for his actions, because at every turn, Bear never makes the right choice, instead opting for the most selfish decisions that would only benefit him. This is in stark contrast to when we're first introduced to him. In the beginning of the movie, we are made to feel bad and even sympathetic for Bear, what with his cat dying in the first 10 minutes or so of the movie, and him being a nervous wreck about asking out his crush. Someone we can relate to pretty well. But things change pretty quickly when he makes an offhanded wish for what looks to be a child's gag toy or something, an item that he actually got to give to RN, mind you. That wish being for RN to love him more than anyone else in the world. This to me was the first sign of how selfish Bear is, having decided to use the wish himself rather than giving it to the person it was intended for. It isn't until the next scene that we see just how fucked up, and more specifically, how predatory Bear actually is. Because when it's revealed that Owen lied about her dad being sick, and instead of questioning it, like a sane person, he just goes, "Who gives a fuck," and moves on from it. And after watching the whole film, this scene was even more fucked up, because at this point, Bear knows that the only reason Owen is acting this way is because of his wish, and that RN only thinks of him as a brother. But because he's spending time with her and she's giving him attention, he doesn't care that what she feels isn't real, and that RN doesn't truly love him. To simply put it, he's just glad to be getting his dick wet from the girl he likes, so nothing else matters to him. The only reason he starts having a problem with it is when she starts acting weird and it's no longer fun for him. Which, by the way, I love how Curry Barker uses the shadows throughout the movie, having Nikki's features be obscured with only her silhouette being shown. It gives off a very uncanny valley feel to it because we see someone who looks and sounds like RN, and physically is her, but isn't RN. That and the complete lack of tears after hearing Owen cry adds to the unnerving feeling. Side note, I understand and get the seriousness of the corner scene and all, but I just couldn't help but think of this scene watching it unfold.
What? Who's there? Go back to sleep, Dad. Okay. You're very precious to me.
I'm absolutely going to hell. Anyways, with it being very obvious to Bear now that what he's seeing isn't RN, he's still too busy thinking with his dick to actually take action, do anything beyond just a quick chat with Owen about her behavior. Even with more evidence of RN trying to reach out and say that the person Bear is seeing isn't her, and even Ian calling him out on how weird Nikki is acting, Bear still just evades accountability and acknowledging what is really happening. And after speaking with the One Wish Willow guy, who is Curry Barker by the way, instead of finding a way to undo the wish, his first thought is to instead alter it, and when he finds out that the only way to undo the wish is for him to die, his immediate reaction is, well, she's fucked forever then, never even considering the alternative. And again, I understand the seriousness of the movie and the situation, but I couldn't help but think of this when Bear walked through the door.
What am I supposed to do all day while you're at school?
I don't know. What do you normally do when I'm gone?
Wait for you to get back.
Again, I'm absolutely going to hell. But what's most sad about the next scene is that RN reaches out to other people for help, telling the people at the party that it's not the real her. She even goes so far as to try and kill herself to stop ON from taking over again, which unfortunately fails. And all Bear can do is just sit there staring off into space as everyone around him is yelling for him to do something or give context as to what it is they just witnessed. What's even sadder is that Bear doesn't even really try to help her. He just blames the whole thing on her, questioning why she acted weird and that she's scaring people. He just blames her for not acting normal around everyone else. Like, dude, what the fuck? This scene just showed how fucked up he truly is, because rather than continuing to find a way to help RN, he instead is screaming at ON to act like RN, while ON cries and yells that she can't be RN. This puts ON in a paradox of wanting to be the person Bear wants and how RN truly is and feels about Bear. This arguably could be the reason why ON loses it completely later on, because she is unable to fulfill and be the thing that her existence is centered around. It is in this moment that both RN and ON are aligned very briefly, both of which crave death. RN because she is trapped in her own body, and ON because she is unable to be the real Nikki. And just when you think things can't get any lower, it does. RN is finally able to reach out to Bear, begging him to end her suffering and kill her. But once again, instead of finding a solution, Bear asks, "What would be so bad about being with me?" "Oh, I don't know, maybe the fact that you're clearly a predator and are borderline holding someone captive because they have no other choice but to want to be with you." He then proceeds to get butthurt when she responds with, "I've never been with you." It isn't until Sarah's death that the magnitude of the situation is truly felt, and that he starts to realize he fucked up big time, with Owen driving home that this is what he asked for. It is then that Bear finally starts to genuinely think of a way to undo his wish, because now it's actually starting to affect other people and will garner attention from others, shedding light on his predatory nature. Which just drives home how little he really cared for RN this whole time. Even with all of this, Bear still tries to dodge accountability by blaming the shop worker for selling the One Wish Willow. It isn't until he gets a good hard look at his own reflection that he starts to see himself for the monster he is. But when trying to make another wish doesn't work, finally, Bear makes the correct decision to end things by killing himself, allowing RN to return. But even then, he still bitches out by trying to make himself throw up the pills he just took. The only reason he doesn't is because of Owen's wish to make him obsessed with her. He becomes so distracted with the wish, he's stopped in the nick of time, thus resulting in the saddest ending of any horror movie I've seen. Because with Nikki being freed from the wish, she is left to deal with the consequences of Owen's actions. She has to deal with the fact that she is severely injured and that her 3 best friends are now dead. And on top of that, she can't even make a wish to undo or change her life either, because Owen had made the wish for her. Throughout the movie, we are made to believe that Nikki was the one obsessed with Bear because of his wish. But the truth is, the movie is about Bear's obsession with Nikki, because he's liked her for so long, and rather than risk missing his shot, he hijacks her body, essentially forcing her to go along with his desires. Literally the only thing that could have made this situation worse was if she were to be pregnant as a result of this. Bear never really considered the ramifications of his actions, nor cared about the feelings of the girl that he liked. This was actually hinted at very early on in the movie by Nikki herself. There is a difference between love and romance, and it's that love can end in tragedy. All in all, this movie was a fantastic piece of cinema and felt very original for the most part. The camera work, the audio, the lighting work, all of it was done beautifully. Curry Barker was an amazing director, and I can't wait to see what new movies he puts out next if he continues. Anyways, thank you guys for watching today's video. If you have any thoughts about the movie, please leave a comment, and if you hate Bear just as much as I do, please leave a like. With that being said, y'all have a good one.